Hello, welcome back to another vlog, and today I'm going to be using my X-T5 to photograph a moonrise above downtown LA. I'm going to a neighborhood street that I found. I know a few people have shot there before. It's going to be pretty quick. I should be in and out in maybe 15 or so minutes, depending on traffic, whether I can get there on time or not. I'll set up the tripod, I'll set up the X-T5, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to do this. I'm going to show you the direction in which the moon rises over the San Gabriel Mountains and how downtown is set up. I've had a lot of questions about it in the past, like, isn't that looking north? No, not quite, and I'll show you when we get there. And I'll show you how I use Planet Pro, among other things. So yeah, stick with me and we'll see how this goes on. Do you plan on howling at the moon tonight? Do you plan on having the treat that I'm about to give you? So I've made it out to the photo location. You might be able to see it behind me. Maybe, if it'll focus there. Yeah, right, kind of right here. I'm on a wide lens, so it jumps a little bit. And let me open it up a little bit. Oh, now you can't because it's going to be 1.4, it's too blurry. All right, anyway, this is the photo location. The moon should be coming up around 5:07, which is in a few minutes, but as you can see back here, actually let me stop it up some so you can actually see back there. Maybe you can't see because there's a little bit of haze, but there's mountains here. So the moon actually isn't going to come up over the mountains until around 5:15, 5:20, something like that. And so the direction that we're actually looking right now is east-northeast. A lot of people think that because of the shapes of the buildings, and these are like what would normally look like the south-facing sides of the buildings, that when you look at the buildings, this direction, you're actually looking north, but you're not. This is actually just slightly, so if I point the camera this way, this is due east, and this is east-northeast, and if we point it due north, we're actually going to be looking this direction. So yes, these photos are real. The moon will rise in this area between the buildings, and now I'm going to get the tripod out with the X-T5, and we're going to work on taking a few shots of downtown before the moon rises. Okay, so here's my setup right now. I don't know if you can see the screen. I'm zoomed in all the way to 200. I'm on a 55 to 200 millimeter lens, which is roughly 85 to 300 millimeters on a full frame equivalent. If I'm right, the moon should rise right here between the buildings. If I'm wrong, then I'm just going to zoom out a little bit and we'll go from there. Right now I'm going to take a few clean exposures just on downtown, and then when the moon starts to rise, I'll go from there and we'll see what happens. Also, right now you can see my current settings: ISO 640, f7.1, 1.3 shutter speed. That's going to change a little bit, and I'll put any data of the changes on here in the video. All right, so just wait for the moon to rise. I did get a couple clean shots. I don't know if you can see this or not, but I'm actually using manual focus with a little digital prism there and some peaking to help me manually focus, because as the lights and atmosphere start to change a little bit, they can mess with your focusing. So I also make sure you turn your image stabilizer, your optical lens image stabilizers off if you're doing this, as well as it's helpful to use a self timer. The 2-minute or the 2-second self timer is what I'm on, so that any vibrations from me touching the shutter don't affect the image. All right, so I did get a few of the shots that I wanted. The moon is starting to move over to the right a little bit too far, but that's going to make a different composition here in a minute. That's going to look great. I don't know if you can see that or not, or way out there, the orange moon rising, but that's the composition I was looking for. Okay, so now you've seen that the view is real, the photos are real. I'm set up here, you can see the moon there, downtown right there. So I'm going to get in and process these, and I'll share them in this video. If I guess tutorials on how to process this are something you'd like to see, let me know. I might do a quick snippet of just editing one to see how it looks. However, traditionally when I do those videos, I tend to ramble and they end up 20 minutes on one photo. So let me know if that's something you'd be interested in seeing in a separate video so I don't make this one too long. Otherwise, I'm gonna pack this one up and I'm gonna head home. I've already got great exposures of just the moon, just for fun, and I got some great exposures of downtown and the moonrise. So, yeah, we'll pack this up and I'll see you back at home. Hello, are you happy I'm home? Such a good girl. Such a good girl. Were you howling at the moon while I was photographing it? What do you smell? You love me, don't you? Good girl. All right, so I'm back home now. Dog's happy, I'm happy. I got some good shots. And I used an app called Planet Pro to find that lineup. I'm pretty familiar with that area because it's right near Kenneton State Park, which is where our state recreation area, which is where we get a lot of those shots yearly. This one I just wanted the lineup to be kind of in between the Wilshire Grand and the US Bank towers, so it's the two tallest towers. I kind of wanted to see it in between, and I saw that it was rising in between. Someday I'd like to have one with the moon like fully up between the two of them, but by the time it's up all the way in full, I don't know, maybe someday, but this will suffice for now. So anyway, yeah, like I said, if you are interested, leave a comment down below if you want to see how I edit these photos. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed the ones that I inserted into this footage, and I will see you next time.